We would love it if everybody became a member of Club TWiT at twit.tv/clubtwit. So on occasion, we release free episodes of Hands on Mac to show you exactly what you'll get if you join the club. Thanks for listening, and we can't wait to see you in the club. Coming up on Hands on Mac, it's time to take a look at a feature that you really don't have to worry about. It's NameDrop on iPhone and Apple Watch. Stay tuned.
Podcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
This show is brought to you by members like you. Thanks. Welcome back to Hands on Mac. I am Mikah Sargent, and today we are taking a look at a feature on iPhone and Apple Watch called NameDrop. You may have heard about this in local news. You may have heard about this from posts on Facebook. You may have heard about this on X, formerly known as Twitter. I don't know where you heard about it, but it's a feature you really don't have to worry about. NameDrop is a new feature that was introduced in iOS 17.1 and watchOS 10.1 that lets you quickly share contact information with a friend who has an iPhone or an Apple Watch. Now, it's important to understand that NameDrop is available on Apple Watch Ultra, Apple Watch Series 7 and later, and then the Apple Watch SE second generation. If you have an Apple Watch before any of those, it will not work with those Apple Watches. But it is mostly an iPhone feature, right? It is anything that can run iOS 17.1 is able to use NameDrop. Now, what NameDrop does is it lets you bring two iPhones or an iPhone and an Apple Watch close together and then exchange contact information. Because of this, there was a report going around. It wasn't a report. It was just straight up misinformation, at the very least, if not disinformation, that said that at any time someone could bring a phone close to another phone, and then those phones would potentially exchange contact information, and that you didn't have any control over that. Not true. Both of the iPhones have to be unlocked in order for you to be able to do this exchange. Or if you're using it with an Apple Watch, it has to be brought together for a long time in order for this to happen. And the Contacts app on the Apple Watch has to be open. So it requires lots of initiation from the human being in order to do this exchange. It is not something that just happens. So I have, and we'll switch over here, two iPhones that are currently locked, and I'm going to face them away from me so that you can see that. And when I bring these iPhones close together, nothing happens. There's no exchange of information here. Now, let me go ahead and unlock one of them by using Face ID. You'll see that the one on the left just unlocked. And now I'm going to bring them together again. Nothing happens. I have to go on each phone and unlock it with my face. They're both unlocked now. And now when I bring them close together, an animation appears at the top that allows for the exchange of contact information. Now, I'm given the choice in each case to choose to receive only or share information, and I get to choose what I want. So you'll notice in the bottom left-hand corner, there's or in the bottom middle of the screen, there's a drop-down arrow. I'm going to tap on that, and I can choose to either share my phone number or my email address. I'm going to go ahead and choose to share my phone number. And when I tap share, that information gets sent over to the other phone. Now, it's waiting for the other phone to say, hey, do you want to also give the contact information? I'm going to choose receive only. Now, that information has been shared. I have that information on the other phone now, along with the person's contact poster. When I tap done, I've got that shared. I tap done on this phone. Now we're going to make sure that they're both still unlocked. They are. When we bring them together again, oh, the other phone just locked. Let me make sure they're both unlocked now. When we bring them together again, you are presented with that animation. And now I can once again choose to share contact information. Perhaps this time I wanted to share my email. I am going to simply swipe up from the bottom to cancel that on both devices. So unless they're both unlocked, it will not let you share the contact information. This is not something that's able to just happen. It is not something where I can send contact information or receive contact information without the other party being involved. Of importance, NameDrop is only for sending new contact information the first time, okay? It's not something that is going to let you go in and update contact information that's already been sent. And to cancel at any time, all you have to do is move those two devices away from each other, or you can also tap that side button to lock it again. So if somehow you had your iPhone unlocked and someone quickly swooped in and put their iPhone next to it, it's still not going to, you have to choose, yes, I want to send this information and tap to send it. But if that alone is, troubling, then you just hit that side button or move your phone away real quick and you're good to go. But there's no way to make this happen automatically. That exchange of information will not take place. Now, there's one more thing I want to show you here. And that is that you do have the ability to disable this feature if you want to. I have no recommendation that you should disable this feature because it's simply not something you need to worry about. But if that is something you're worried about, you can tap Settings, you can tap on General, and then you simply go down to AirDrop and choose to turn off the setting that says start sharing by bringing devices together. If you turn this off, it will not let you swap numbers or information with NameDrop, and none of the stuff where two iPhones that are right on top of each other, none of those features will work. So if you don't want this to be turned on, it's easy to turn off. But again, I do not recommend that you disable this feature because it's not something that can happen automatically. You have to opt into it. You have to choose to share information. It's not an automatic thing, no matter what these local news reports and fake Facebook posts are saying. That is NameDrop on the iPhone. And I think it's a great feature. I used it recently with a friend of the show, Doc Rock, when we were both at a conference together. We were able to quickly share information, and it just made it so much easier. So there is my bit of a rant, but also explanation of how NameDrop does and doesn't work. You need not worry. Pass along this information to friends, family members, anyone who's asking about this, who's worried about their contact information being stolen. It's not going to happen this way, folks. It is not going to happen this way. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Hands on Mac. I appreciate you. I think you're fantastic for being a subscriber. And tune in next week for another episode. I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Oh, hey, that's a really nice iPhone you have there. You totally picked the right color. Hey, since you do use an iPhone and maybe use an iPad or an Apple Watch or an Apple TV, well, you should check out iOS Today. It's a show that I, Mikah Sargent, and my co-host Rosemary Orchard host every Tuesday right here on the TWiT network. It covers all things iOS, tvOS, HomePodOS, watchOS, iPadOS. It's all the OSs that Apple has on offer, and we love to give you tips and tricks about making the most of those devices, checking out great apps and services, and answering your tech questions. I hope you check it out.